Peace and good evening, my dear brothers and sisters, and a special peace on this upcoming Sabbath, or if you're already in the Sabbath, depending on where you're scattered and where we're scattered. One of the things that we wanted to discuss on this Sabbath is that a lot of our people, like the Heavenly Father, referred to us as being afflicted and punished by him due to his anger against us for breaking his commandments. We read that throughout the Bible in Luke 13, verse 1 through verse 5, Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20, Leviticus the 26th chapter, precepts throughout the Bible. But one of the things that we have to start doing is understanding our Father's word, because we try everything. Our people are trying to squirm away from admitting or even seeing that there is a higher power that controls all things. He recorded all things in life that we need to know on a personal basis, at a global level, wherever we're scattered, wherever we reside and live. So one of the things that you want to look at is what the Heavenly Father, through his word, the signs of the times. You see that in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, the first verse down to the 13th verse, but in particular the first verse to the 4th verse, that he refers to the signs of the times, or signs or clues and factual, undeniable prophecies that are fulfilled, that are showing the Heavenly Father's judgments in the earth. Right now in Fort Lauderdale and the whole South Florida, you have our people that are in college and others kind of aggregate to different places, in particular South Florida, from now in April until, the end of May, or what they call Memorial Day. And they don't want our people. Nobody wants our people. There's no place where they say, oh yeah, come brothers, come down, your life is tough. You're being oppressed, so come down and have an oasis, have peace. No, they have police. They have the area caged up where we can go. They can huddle us to places like cattle or animals that they're less civil to, because they don't want us. And our people, by not knowing the Heavenly Father, they don't only not notice or care to notice some important details, but they just feel the rage and displaced anger of our suffering. So now, where we would normally come and congregate for spring break, if you're going to universities and stuff, people what the Heavenly Father says to the whole earth, and his judgments are never not on our people. When we read in Amos chapter 3, verse 1 and 2, when we read that in Amos 9, verse 9, Amos chapter 9, verse 9, to 9, verse 9 and verse 10, he said all the sinners of his people are going to die by the sword. So the Heavenly Father's judgments, the violence that he's bringing in these last days, the wars. So it's time to wake up, fam. And this is one of the ways that we wake up, by seeing what's happening today, and that the Bible proves these things ahead before they've happened, and especially our conditions throughout the earth, wherever we're scattered. Mainly here in Babylon the Great, America. So peep this. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. So when you look at wildfires, when you look at all these different things that people call natural disasters, or blasphemously call Mother Nature, it's actually our Almighty Heavenly Father and Creator who communicates to us through his word. And you have a lot of our people who've been rejected the Bible without even knowing it or reading it for themselves. Looking at lying Catholic priests or lying Christian preachers and false prophets, because the Lord never gave us Christianity. He gave us his word. His word made flesh is the biblical Jesus Christ, not a Christian church. Not even our people that follow the Christian church. So it's time for us to wake up and leave all religions and return to the word only, so we can start to understand that when we're seeing thunder and lightning, flooding like you see here in Fort Lauderdale in South Florida, The airport flooded in an hour. The whole airport, the Fort Lauderdale airport. So, so that messes up. And there's storms also throughout South Florida, in Miami, all over. So even when our people want to have fun or have a little reprieve, we're not wanted, and the Heavenly Father constantly reminds us of His power, but we have to open our eyes and ears to His word to see that. And also peep what He says about our future, because our people start talking about the future and what they want to get educated, they want to be a doctor, they want to be these things, they want to live their life a certain way, they want investments, they want generational wealth. This world, especially Babylon the Great America, is our punishment. That's why we are still slaves in the mind of our oppressors. So peep this. It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. So we see the Heavenly Father's power in His prophecies, so that He identified us, His chosen people, as being forsaken and hated, so that no one wanted to go through thee. No one wants to go through our neighborhoods. No one wants to. They make highways so they can bypass to even drive through our city streets, or Martin Luther King Boulevard, or wherever we are. This is the chosen people of the Heavenly Father, not so-called Jews, not anybody except the Heavenly Father's chosen people. So once we start to understand these prophecies, it starts to open our eyes, open our understanding, looking at our own lives differently. So it's time to grow up. It's time to wake up to actual truth. Not our truth, not what you perceive as truth, but the actual word of truth, the Bible. Okay, so we can pause here, fam. Make sure that you open your eyes and ears to this word. Don't be stiff-necked anymore. Being stiff-necked has us in this condition where we're oppressed while being hated. We're exploited, yet looked at as criminals. Exploited meaning to be robbed. We're spoiled. Robbed and destroyed. Okay? All right. All honor, glory, and praises to our Almighty Heavenly Father through His word in our life, the biblical Jesus Christ.